Colorado's keys to victory against Nebraska? What does Colorado got to do? What are the keys to their victory against Colorado or against Nebraska?
Number one, they have to win first down on offense and defense. Okay, winning first down is imperative. Okay, it puts them in good positions offensively and puts the other team in bad positions on the other side of the ball for the defense. Mm-hmm. You earn the right to pass rush. You know, if you play first and second down well on defense and you're in 3rd and 8, you can actually pin your ears back and go to work. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, Shedeur has to play clean, and they've got to make Raiola dirty. Like I'm telling you, they've got to hit him. They got to confuse him. A lot of different looks. Travis Hunter and the other kid, the other side of the other corner. What's his name? He's a fucking stud. McKinley or McKinney. Yeah. I can't remember because I'm a dick. But they're both elite with the ball in the air. I like the Stoudemire kid too. I think he can really play. Mm-hmm. And look, they didn't get any turnovers week 1, so you know damn well over the last 10 days it's been a point of emphasis. And Travis Hunter is the king of like disguise and jumping routes and shit, and his ability is unbelievable. So I'd imagine that the rookie's going to screw up a time or two there. So if you can force turnovers by Nebraska and put CU in a situation where they're plus in the turnover differential, that's bad for the Corn, to say the least. Good for the good guys. Yeah. And then the third one would just be understanding the situational football. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about, trying to make plays and who needs a look here. No dumb penalties, no crash dummy shit, no crash test dummy shit. All right? When you're in a situation where you can just win the game by taking a knee or doing nothing, that's probably the better idea. Take a page out of Bill O'Brien's book. They get inside the 5-yard line to win the game with Boston College, Florida State the other night. Dude gets ran out of bounds. He's a pro coach. They came out, took 3 knees. The victory is all that's important, and they're out. Back on the plane singing the fight song. Right. So you don't give the other team the opportunity for you to blow it. Situational football, man, is huge. Mm-hmm. Where are the sticks on 3rd down? What's my drop coverage? What's my drop zone? Am I one-on-one? Do I need to play off of this receiver to get to the next? Is our communication good? Like are we late to getting lined up, or are we waiting for them on the line of scrimmage when they walk up to the ball? So there's a lot to improve on, but that's the benefit of 10 days.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking to see CU's edge rushers. Deion Hayes, I'm looking for a huge game from him. They got a 19-year-old true freshman quarterback, Raiola. I think he's a hell of a player. But I also think that
great player.
Yeah, he's legit. But I also think that CU's defense, if they can actually get some, rush on the edge here, there's big speedsters off the edge. I know Big 97 is going to have a day. We saw him last week at a sack. I thought that was awesome. But I'd like to see their edge rushers, Hayes and others, let's go.
Well, I will say this. Look, Hayes and Green, mm-hmm. I need stacks, homie.
Yeah.
I need 2, 3 fucking get downs. I need you to hit Raiola. I need you to smell shit on screens and retrace. I need you to be physical at the point of contact. Mm-hmm. All right. I can't remember 97's name because, again, Dick, but he's a fucking animal. He's a beast. He had a great game last week. If they can hold that group to 3 yards of carry, that's a dub, bro. That's a win. I'm surprised more people aren't talking about how they played against North Dakota State in the run game.
Yeah, I agree.
You know why they're not talking about it? Because it doesn't fit their stupid fucking narrative.
Facts.
Because now all of a sudden they shut down a team running the football that usually cuts people up, with the exception of the quarterback runs, which we can teach off of that. We teach off of it. This is how you stay in your rush lanes. This is how you do certain things. This is how you retrace. Pursuit is really important. It has to be taught. Just because these kids are in college doesn't mean they're complete products. This is still prep for the next level, or this is as far as you go. So it's got to be stressed, man. It's got to be taught. And then the expectation just becomes the reality. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's what it is. So I truly believe that if, your coach Sapp, your coach Lewis, your coach Livingston, your expectation has to be super high. And the beauty of this is if you are in a situation like they are now, last year you could fuck up and not get replaced.
Right.
This year, if you screw up on the field, they can replace you with a guy who's probably just as good.
Yeah,
that puts a ton of immense pressure on the dude in front of you. and the dude behind. Everybody's got to know what they're doing. But then if you're a starter, there's no more of this like, well, they don't have anybody else, so I can go freelance and fuck around.
Nope. Yeah, that is true.
Nope. Now you're going to get replaced. Just like we were talking to Coach Barnett yesterday. Coach Barnett was openly talking about the fact that back in the day, if you didn't do your job, you would replace somebody with another NFL football player.
Yeah.
So they're almost back to that with the depth perspective. So look, dog, they've got the best player at almost every position. Quarterback, I think our running backs are better. Our receivers, it's not even a question who's better there. Yeah. They might have a better tight end. I don't fucking know. Our tackles are better. Their interior three is better.
Yeah.
Their line as a whole probably is better, but I'll take Green and Hayes pass rushing over their pass rushers.
Yeah.
I'll take Travis Hunter and our secondary over their secondary. I think that the straight just core linebackers at the second level, it's probably a wash. Because I like Bentley and Woods. I think they're good, although Woods has got to pick his shit up. He got the other night in a couple of throws. So, look, bro, if you want to find some negatives here, you can find them. If you want to find some positives, you can find that shit too.
True.
So this game is going to be a huge barometer on where we're at. Could I be dead wrong and they come out and lay an egg and we look terrible? Yeah, man, it's football. Shit happens. Could I be right and they come out and lace these motherfuckers up and Shedeur goes for 500 and 4 tutties again? Yeah, he could do that too because he does that shit all the time. Yeah. So it's I think the potential of a great football game Saturday night with two highly competitive teams, I think that is more of a potential to me than anything else. I think both teams are going to play well. I think points are going to go through the roof. I picked 31-30 earlier, and I'm going to stick with it, 31-30 Buffs.
Wow.
And, then it's on to Colorado State. So if this, again, the difference here is back in the day, this game was for a division. Now it's a non-conference game. So it's very important still, don't get me wrong. It's just, it's different. It's important for different reasons. And mainly because it's the last time we play these motherfuckers for a while.
Yeah, that's true. And one thing I'm looking forward to is Colorado's run game. Bobby talked about it earlier on the show. And I'm looking to see something about Colorado's run game. Obviously, very quiet in week 1. I did see on the depth chart at tight end, they're starting a kid named Savell Smalls at tight end. That kid is actually from the state of Washington. He was a 5-star defensive end, outside linebacker product. But I'll tell you one thing, he is an athlete. They got him and Hart at tight end on the depth. So I'm looking. What do you expect to see out of CU's run game tomorrow?
Well, I'd like to see them run the ball, but again, if you have a massive advantage, you've got to take advantage of it. I want to see them with 2 tight ends on the field and like actual scheme that is conducive to getting your back vertical. Okay, so I'd like to see Shedeur in the pistol or under center, and the back, right behind him at 8 to 9 yards, so he can mimic the footwork of the offensive lineman in order to, adjust to the play. I'd like to see trays and deuces and aces and gang calls and cat calls and outside pin and pulls on Gator and, trap the fuck out of 3 techniques. And everybody thinks we're throwing the ball every fucking play. So trap the shit out of this 3 technique and hit your head on the fucking goalpost if we can figure out how to ace and climb. Last year, I didn't see a lot of progression. This year, I saw progression at halftime. So I know that Coach Loholt is coaching the shit out of his guys because he's a fucking badass. That's what he does. He's a really good coach. So I'd imagine that all of these things will be instituted as we go down the road. Again, though, with North Dakota State, I think it's hard to judge because we have such an advantage throwing the football that if you don't just do it, then it's almost – you're almost looking at it like, why are you running the ball? At the end of the game, yeah, they should have ran the ball and gotten it over with. But the rest of the game, why in the hell would I throw or would I run the ball when I can just throw it and score touchdown after touchdown? They can't cover any of this shit, and it just keeps manifesting into what it was. So, it's I think that the run game is important. It's important to establish. You definitely want to be able to run the football later in the year when it's cold, when you got Oklahoma State here at the end of the season, hopefully. And I think it will be it'll be a very hyped game with fucking game day could be here at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what kind of game I think it'll be. You want to be able to control the clock like they're going to try and do.
Yeah,
that's
true.
what it is. So, we'll see. They got a lot of work to do, man. But again, doing that work at 1-0 is a lot better than doing that work at 0-2 or 0-1.
Facts. And this is going to be interesting. I'd like to see CU's defense play better. We don't know with Nebraska. Like Coach Barnett said yesterday, I mean, I'd feel much happier playing a really tough North Dakota State team versus blowing out a UTEP team. And so I'm looking tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be a shootout. In my head, I'm like, God dang, this could be like, if both offenses kind of play, this could be like that Monday night Rams Chiefs game. You remember that Monday night game?
That shit was nuts back in the day. And that was in the Coliseum.
Yeah, and I'm like, it could be get the looks of that. Both quarterbacks are going to come to play, so I can't wait to see it. My prediction, I'd like to take CU over them. I'd like to say that probably a game-winning field goal. I think it's going to be a shootout, and then they get game-winning field goal. Take CU 38-35 probably.
I like it, Bailey. Thank you. It's because if you want to pick Nebraska, you're fucking fired.
Oh, man. Matt, no, I appreciate you. Hey,